Hi there, I'm Nick Barraclough, President at AKCP, and today I'm going to be sharing with you our latest video update of the progress in our 1 megawatt test data center facility. For those of you who've been following along, welcome back. For those of you who are new, what we are constructing here is a 1 megawatt test data center facility where we can showcase all of the AKCP technologies, as well as being able to use it for experiments to develop new products, and also provide studies on existing data center designs and to their efficiency and performance, as well as using it as an R&D for some innovative cooling system ideas that we've been developing here in AKCP. So for those of you who have been following along, you're already kind of familiar with what I'm going to show next, which is a summary of what it is we're constructing. We've got a 3D CAD of what our end goal is. So I'm going to play that for you now. If you've already seen it before, skip ahead a few moments to the live video where you can see the latest progress in the live test data center. So what you can see on the screen right now is our 3D representation of the test data center that's under construction. We've got hot aisle containment, cold aisle containment, fan walls. We have a few videos which go into more detail on this, which you can check out the link in the description. In addition to the hot aisle containment with the rooftop heat exchangers, we'll also have in-row AHUs and the fan wall in there. And then in our cold aisle containment area, we have a raised access floor and in-row AHUs also. So finally, we have some power for our lights. So we're no longer filming in a kind of dark area. So we've got our lights going in at the moment. Some are being installed over here. We already have some lights in the data center hall as well. We have our wooden floor put in. So this area here is going to be our kind of control room and presentation area. We have the glass here where you can see into the two different data center halls. And so I'm looking forward to giving presentations here, customers, dealers visiting, and being able to see all the AKCP technology in a live action demo here inside of the test data center. The electrical room is coming along as well. We've put the ceiling in now, and as you can see, we've left the cable trays exposed here, so you can see the cable dressing, and also as well it gives us easy access if we need to run new cables or make any repairs. So this is our electrical room area. We need to label up still all of the breaker panels. This one's already been done, but we need to label up the rest of them. And once we get the power connected, then we can start testing these circuits and making sure that they're powering the relevant parts of the data center. Those of you who've been following along with our videos will be familiar with this space, and you will have seen us erecting these steel columns. We've got our overhead bus bars above there. This is our hot aisle containment demo room, where we can demonstrate different types of cooling for hot aisle containment. So you'll see at the end there we have a fan wall, so we can run this with a hot air plenum high up, sucking the hot air in at the top and then blowing out at the bottom, the cold air to flood the room with cold air while the hot air is contained in the center aisle. And then on top of these steel beams, we will have an array of heat exchangers. So we can also run this whereby we have an overhead cooling system. So the hot air that is inside of the contained hot aisle will rise up, go through those heat exchangers, get cooled down and flood the room with cold air. And then we have a hybrid solution as well, where we can combine the fan wall with the overhead heat exchangers using a free cooling system, which will provide us with pre-cooling of the air as it leaves the hot aisle, just based on outside ambient air temperature. We'll be reducing the temperature of the water that flows through there. And then we have a separate loop, which is running on a more traditional cooler, which would be going to the fan wall. So that allows us to reduce the amount of heat load that's coming onto the cooler by using free cooling to reduce the temperature of the air as it exits the hot aisle. So this space is our cold aisle containment. It's a lower ceiling, and what we're going to showcase in here is the concept of having a containment pod where the cold air is contained and the room is hot. So the opposite of the other room, which is a hot aisle containment. In here we're going to have two different examples of that. We will have a raised access floor at the end, and we'll be putting the cold air under the floor, and then it will be coming up through perforated floor tiles to the cold aisle, cooling down the racks. And in this one here, we will have in-row air handling units, which will be blowing cold air into the contained center part of the aisle and exhausting the warm air from the racks into the room. So we can demonstrate both hot aisle and cold aisle containment with different cooling methods and different technologies here inside of our test data center. And then we will be able to run experiments and studies as to which is the most efficient using the AKCP sensors and our AKC Pro Server central management DSIM software. We'll be able to run the different configurations and produce results which show us which configuration or which design of your data center would be the most efficient. And of course, you can't produce that analysis without the data, and the data is coming from the AKCP sensors, which will be installed all over this data center. And in the coming weeks in the videos, we'll be showcasing every one of the AKCP sensors and how it can be installed inside of a data center and what use it is. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you in the coming weeks. So as you can see, we are getting closer to finishing now. I know I say that in every video, but every video we are getting closer to being finished. And now we've got our lights in. Really all we're waiting for now is our main power connection. We have to finish off the existing works here so we can get our occupancy permit. Once we've got that, then we'll begin to move in all of the racks, and we can power everything up. And we still have the water pipe system to install, which will be done at the very end. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can be kept up to date with all of the latest updates from AKCP via our YouTube channel. Not only are we showcasing our test data center, but we're also starting to produce videos now of every one of our products. And going forward, as I said, we're going to be producing even more videos on each of those products as to how it's actually installed and being used in a practical situation. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.